we have a new tight end king. How about this one, fellas? The Arizona Cardinals have signed Trey McBride to a 4-year, $76 million deal. Now, McBride was finished the season last year with 111 receptions, 1,146 yards. And this one is a puzzling one to me, and I want to see you guys' answers on this one. Do you guys know how many touchdowns Trey McBride had last season? G-Mike, you're first. Without looking it up, just give me.
I'm already looking at it, so I'm not going to answer.
All right, BC, guess how many, if you don't know, how many touchdowns did Trey McBride have last season?
I'm going to say it was either 1 or 0.
It was two touchdowns.
That's close.
2 touchdowns, man. And that's not on Trey McBride, man. He obviously got peppered with the ball, 111 receptions, 1,146 yards, and the guy only got 2 touchdowns. That's going to change next season, I would assume. G-Mike, what's your thoughts on this one being the new tight end king in the NFL?
He only got 2 receiving touchdowns, but he had a rushing touchdown as well.
I wish, Dale, man. It was 2. He had a rush. He had a rushing touchdown.
He had a rushing touchdown, but it was only 1 yard.
Receiving.
Yeah, it was only 1 yard.
That's rough, man.
Dude, shout out to him, bro. I mean, anytime that you see a player that just shows out, man, it is great. Every season he's improved. He's gotten more targets. He's gotten more receiving yards.
Exactly.
He hasn't gotten more touchdowns, but that's because the first 2 years he didn't really have like Kyle Murray like that. You know, Kyle Murray was in and out of the lineup because of injuries and stuff like that. Even this season, he had a little bit of faults, but if you could get Kyle Murray to play a whole season and to actually have, you know, a better offensive line that can actually protect for him, that he doesn't have to be scrambling around, you know, Trey McBride can be another Bowers. He could get a lot of targets. He could get a lot of receiving yards. He could get a lot of catches and obviously more touchdowns. But it could be a good offense for sure. They have Marvin Harrison, Kyle Murray as the quarterback. Trey McBride is as another receiving tight end, really. James Conner is a great running back as well. I think they can do stuff with that offense. They just got to improve the offensive line. But just for him, man, congrats to him. He keeps improving every year. And, dude, if you're able to block, they're going to put you on the field. Now, if you're able to block, run out for a pass, and actually catch them, they're going to really put you on the field. They ain't going to take you out.
Yeah. And I was going to say, though, too, not just those guys, as well, you named some of the guys in the offense, too. It's underrated, I think, kind of unknown, but another tight end potentially that they could kind of fit next to McBride to kind of take some of that load off him. Tip Ryman got him, I think, a year or 2 ago from Illinois. Big body, like 6'7". So if you can almost like use him as a decoy in the red zone, that'd be fantastic to draw it off a trade. But that's the thing I think that a lot of people aren't looking at with the touchdowns is that he's already targeted so much on the way down to the red zone. By that point,
receptions, man, that's a lot.
Exactly. So if by the time you get, you double cover.
They just use James Conner a lot when it comes to the red zone. That's it.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, and on top of that too, you got a lot of double coverage schemes as well down there. That's a lot. It's just a lot easier to run the ball in from that point when you get to the goal line than it is to just throw it because you've got so much space. You know, or you have so little space. You're trying to fit the ball into a tight window there. But you know, I think again, as maybe they become a little bit more balanced, maybe they're able to work a few more deeper balls, especially around like when you get to the closer to the red zone, but not quite there. I think that you'll start seeing those touchdown numbers go for Trey McBride.
Yeah, and this was a 4-year, $76 million deal. Can you imagine if Brock Bowers has a season like he had last year? What's his number going to be? Is he going to break the $100 million mark there? Because Brock Bowers is that dude as well. But Trey McBride is a main part of their offense. I love the signing for them. I think Arizona is an up-and-coming team. It's going to really depend on the back of Kyler Murray, for sure. Kyler Murray, he has potential to be so great and just seems like he just isn't for a lot of I can't figure it out quite what it is. Kyler Murray is I think if he put all his potential together, he could be one of the best in the league, but I just can't figure it out. But good.
Package tight end room is going to be the best in the NFL. Yeah, they're definitely going to be really good for sure. It's just that we got to see what Jordan Love can actually do because sometimes, man, that man Love be out there just throwing dots, or if not, he's just throwing it to the fans. I don't know. Sometimes he needs to be more consistent for me. With Kyler Murray, bro, I think he's a huge risk take. Like, he'll go out there and try to scramble. Obviously, if there's no receivers open, he'll try to scramble, and he could get anywhere from like 10 to 25 yards in one run, right? But then when he tries to scramble and he actually tries to throw to his receivers, he tries to fit it in either some tight windows or just tries to overthrow. So it could be the receiver the only one trying to touch the ball. But sometimes, man, it just comes off really bad. Imagine you're rolling out to your right, you're rolling out to your left, you're 5'8", 5'9", you barely can see over the line. That's like 6'7", 6'6", and then you're out here trying to throw, against some speedy corners, some speedy safeties, and trying to pinpoint where your receiver is going to go and try to anticipate it and try to put the ball in the exact spot. It's tough, man. You need a better offensive line that can actually protect you so you could just drop back and actually just throw the ball instead of scrambling out and then trying to make a play. It's tough.
Well, here's my thing, and I'm obviously I'm not an NFL player by any stretch. So I'm not trying to act as if I know what I'm talking about with this one. But I'm saying, do you think since he had that injury that he's playing a little scared now? Because Kyler Murray's one of his biggest things was that he could run. And ever since he got that injury, his scrambling has gone down drastically. Now, I don't know if that's offensive play calling. They used to run the design plays for him and stuff. But to me, he almost seems like he's a little nervous of running a little bit more. If you guys kind of see what I'm kind of feel that way, or do you think that and I'm not trying to say in using the term scared is a horrible term, because obviously these guys put their life on the line. So I'm not trying to say it like that. I'm just saying it just seems like he's a little more hesitant to try and scramble, and that was one of his biggest things. BC, what's your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it could just be as well. They're just trying to get him more oriented to passing, being more of that traditional quarterback. Because again, as great of a scrambler as he is, at that size, you take a shot. One shot can be the difference between, that can be your career right there.
Yeah.
Concussion City, it's a real thing. So, I think that's more of this. They want him to develop more. Yeah, they want him to develop more as a passer, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think to be able, as a quarterback, you don't want to necessarily be run first the whole time. You want to be able to beat them with your arm, and then your scrambling should almost be like a last minute or last second resort. And I think that's just what the Cardinals are trying to do with him. And that's why you're seeing them adding more weapons aside from just running back. You got Trey McBride now. You got Marvin Harrison Jr. If they can get him another secondary receiver, even a 1B to Harrison's 1A, I think that's going to really help unlock this offense and Kyler Murray's potential. And you have to be able to protect that man. You got to be able to keep him up. You need at least, I would say, a franchise left tackle and probably a Pro Bowl caliber center, and then maybe a serviceable guard as a starter. And then you can just have solid guys the rest of the way. But you need a difference maker at each of those offensive line positions, 2 or 3, and then your offense, I think, is going to be set.
To speak on what Steve brought up, I do think a little bit, he is scared maybe to run, for sure, because you have a gruesome injury like that, man, and especially that it's not that it's only happened once, because he sprained it after and everything.
Yeah.
But dude, you be running out there, and next thing you know, you get hit and your knee just completely shifts or completely comes out of place or just completely breaks. It's after that, for sure, I feel like you're gonna be a little bit scared. Not that,
I hate using the term scared. I know that's such a bad thing to say about it. I'm just saying it just seems like he's a little more hesitant. Maybe it's a bad
I don't think it's a bad thing to say, bro. Because if people out here telling me that you're not scared of anything and you can't admit that, you're bullshit.
Lying.
You're bullshit for sure.
Everybody's scared.
You're talking about a 5'8", 5'9" quarterback, speedy quarterback, going up against guys that are basically his size in height, but in weight, 200 more pounds of just pure muscle, running a 4'6", 4'7" at you. It's a huge fridge running at you, and next thing you know, you try to make a cut, you try to go past them, and then out of nowhere, their shoulder, their arm, their leg, whatever it is, just hits one of your body parts in the wrong direction. Dude, that could be career ending. So, I would think that he's kind of scared a little bit. But he's still out there and running. It's not that he's not out there and running, but he's just trying to, what BC was saying. I think they're just trying to minimize that as much as they can and actually get him to throw the ball. And especially that you got amazing receiver in Marvin Harrison. He should be getting anywhere from 10 to 15 targets a game. Obviously, you got McBride out there too, so he'll probably drop a bit. McBride's got to get his touches. But I do believe that they're just trying to incorporate his passing more than his running.
And I think as well, by incorporating the passing more, you're able to when you focus more on the pass, that's going to have the corners play back. That's going to have the safeties play back. That's going to have even the linebackers playing back. That's going to help you on those runs then because they're playing so much farther back. You're going to be able to get that little more wiggle room to work. You can get probably a couple extra yards to get that slide in, so that way, like you got the first down and you don't have to worry about taking an unnecessary risk on your body.
Yeah, just God bless the internet. I just looked it up real quick. Kyler Murray is actually 5'10", 205. I did not expect 205 out of Kyler Murray. Believe it or not.
He's got a few seasons in the league.
Bulky. He's a little bulky.
Yeah, he's a little.
I'm sorry, he's 207 is what he's listed at. He's actually 2 pounds. He's 2 pounds bigger than Bryce Young. Didn't expect that.
And about 2 inches taller too. So there you go.
They're actually same height. They're basically the same guy.
I always thought Bryce was like 5'9" or 5'8". Yeah.
Bryce Young is 5'10", 205. Kyler Murray is 5'10", 207.
If someone tells you they're 5'10", but they're actually 5'9", or if they're 5'9", they're actually 5'10", dude, it's the same shit.
Whoa. I'm 5'6" and 3/4. Okay, I'm 5'6"
same thing.
All right.
Yo, man, I'm 6.
That's like dudes saying, "Yo, I'm 5'13", bro. I'm 5'13".
Yo, on my Max Prep profile, bro, it says I was 6 foot. So that's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with, bro.
Right.
Man, I can't afford to lose any height inches on here, man. I'm 5'6" and 3/4, like I was saying. All right.
So you're 5'7". Yeah, there we go.